Hello and welcome everybody. I am Bonnie Bruder and you are watching the AskBonBon show, real conversations about what matters most, where we bring you the people and the tools to create yourself. As promised, we have another incredible guest for you, and she is an author, a speaker, she's a brain rejuvenation expert, and she literally just flew in within the last 24 hours from California?
Yes.
California, yeah. So we're very excited, and I can't wait to introduce everybody to Julie Renee Doering. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Bonnie. It's great to be here.
Yes, so tell us about your work. I'm fascinated. I love what you do.
Thank you. Well, to tell you about the work, I actually have to tell you about my life a little bit and how I got to the work.
Yes.
So I literally survived the atomic bomb testing in the Nevada desert when I was a child. And I had 17 surgeries, multiple cancers. I actually died twice, was in a wheelchair for a year, told I would never walk without canes and unbearable pain. And really just had a life that was just a life of suffering. Wow. And at some point, I came to the decision, God, take me or make me well. You know, I couldn't go through any more suffering.
Yes.
And I went into my garden with that firm resolve, knowing that I was promised the Garden of Eden, so I was going to get it on this plane or in the next one. And what happened was I began to really have access to the human blueprint and to see how the body regenerates. And my body, that very first day in the garden, started regenerating. And I'm literally talking about my garden, my little flower garden in the front of my house. I was sitting there chanting and meditating and praying, and I began to watch a cell in my mind's eye. I could see it in a vision going to 100%. And it was remarkable because all the cells in my body were so sick. And when I saw it go to its perfected state, its God state, it became this pulsing blue orb. And I burst into tears, and I had this revelation that we are not just bodies and spirits and bodies, and that our spirits are not just divine, our bodies are divine, and that our bodies are meant to regenerate and to live hundreds of years. And from that day, my body began to regenerate and heal itself. And as you can tell, I've youthed myself. I am I'm 58 and a half years old.
Wow.
And people...
You're going to say I'm 42.
I know people usually guess me right around late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
And I've really discovered the fountain of youth. But more than that, the body is meant, scripturally, meant to live hundreds of years. We're meant to. It's our divine right. Mm-hmm. Jesus said, these and even greater things than these you shall also do. And he was doing miracles. And in our day and age, where the era is changing and we're in this new era, the age of androgyny, and we can have our God information, this is the time that you can live hundreds of years now. And you can see, you know, people in Japan, I think there are 5,200 people over 100, and many of them close to 150 in Japan.
Wow.
So people are living longer. Some of that is diet, but some of that is just the cells. We're able to access more of our God information.
Fascinating. Wow, amazing. So tell us, I mean, you're up to so many things. I know you have books, you've got seminars, you're coaching. I'm constantly getting your emails of all these great projects, and it's amazing. So tell our viewers just a little bit about your work and you know what you're doing and some of the things that you offer.
Fantastic. Well, the first thing that I want to say is that we work with the quantum field. I work with the quantum field, and everyone who works with me works with the quantum field. And there are two types of physics, and one is like Newtonian physics, the apple falls from the tree. And then the second type is the quantum physics. And the quantum physics really describes everything is particles vibrating. Mm-hmm. And so we're all part of this field of particles vibrating. So we get a Bonnie, because your particles are vibrating in a particular way, and we get a lamp, and we get the love, you know, everything is part of this field. Uh-huh. And so by what we do is rearrange the field to improve it. So whatever patterns or programs exist, we're changing those patterns to your benefit.
Okay.
And so I teach a hand movement, very simple. We call it the quantum pump. It looks like this. Looks wooey, but it actually helps people to feel that they're participating in something.
Okay.
And rather than we don't call it a healing, and we don't call it energy work, believe it or not. We call it an activation. And so it's a quantum activation. We're actually activating the health in you. In your blueprint, you exist in your perfected state. And then whatever illnesses you've had or, you know, group mind that you've experienced that would let you go down, that exists in the physical form. And so what we're doing is we're bringing back your blueprint, your perfected state.
Wow.
So, and then we have classes monthly. We have classes online, and I really use technology to the fullest. We're like light years ahead of most people, in that we teach most of our classes online. Have people all over the world training with us.
Okay.
So we have year-long programs. We have month-long programs. We have one-day programs. We have everything you can imagine. Books, Your Divine Human Blueprint is the book to read if you want to know how to regenerate the body.
Okay,
and then
I do. Want to read that?
100% You formula is the one that really just takes you in and helps you. It's like we're sitting chatting just like now.
Yeah.
So it's just like a informal conversation, easy entry in with videos and some study guide stuff to help you just start to understand it and own it for yourself.
Fantastic. So I imagine for some people watching, maybe this is their thing and they're in and they just are going to run to you. Other people, this may seem like a new concept and something that's very curious, but yet kind of foreign. So who is your ideal client? What types of people do you mostly work with?
Well, I work with business people, I work with leaders, and I work with everyday people.
Okay.
And I think the one thing that we really focus on is you don't really have to understand it. You just have to be receptive to shifting happening. I literally was able to work with a woman who was a former Catholic nun. She met her soulmate late in life, around 40, got married late in life. She was very ill in her 50s, and she was dying. Stanford doctors had removed her colon, and they gave her a couple days to live. And she came to me. We were able to remove the Black Death from her body first and then grow back her colon. Now that's a Catholic nun. We have people who are New Age people who come and work with me, and we have very traditional business people working with me. So someone like Jack Canfield, a leader, works with me. Marcy Shimoff works with me.
Okay.
So thought leaders come to me. Because honestly, and a lot of techie people, like high up, I'm close to Silicon Valley.
Yes.
And so they want the latest, greatest. The tech people say, you are the future. Technology is old hat at this point. I mean, they always come up with some new thing, but what we're doing now is the future.
Interesting. Yeah, I believe that. I feel like we went so far on one end of the continuum that you have to come back and you have to add in all these other, spirituality and healing and wellness and so forth. So it's great to hear that you're on the forefront. So what else? What else would you like our viewers to know? If, again, this is something that's new and different and they're curious, what do they need to know about what you do?
Well, just know that you are regenerative and a radiant being of light, that you are meant to live hundreds of years, and that your system and your body are actually designed to do that. I believe in your capacity to heal and to grow younger and more vibrant. And it starts with a thought. And so, when you discipline your imagination and don't go every which direction with your mind, that's the beginning of the regeneration. That's the beginning of accessing the quantum field. And understand that when you want to make these shifts, you need to step into that higher love vibration or that happiness or joy vibration. So if you're really determined to make some shifts for yourself, I recommend daily meditation, exercise, getting out in nature, staying really positive, really practicing habitual excellence, making a firm decision. I think when I've really created the big miracles, there's been some strong feeling in me, this, I deserve this, or I'm owning this, that this, I cannot be this way anymore. And when I've made those huge shifts for myself, when I've come back to life, when I'm walking and growing younger, those were all firm decisions. So you decide firmly for yourself. I think there's a little bit of a group depression on the planet, and people don't want to grow old and then lose their mind. And, so there's this idea that I don't want to grow old. But what if you could grow old and you wouldn't grow old? Like your body would stay between 30 and 40 years old for maybe 300 or 400 years. What would life be like? I mean, I just want you to start imagining that your body could stay youthful and beautiful and vibrant, and you wouldn't have to degenerate. Then what would you create?
I'm in. That sounds wonderful. Fantastic. Well, great. And I have one more question, and then I'm sure viewers are going to want to know how to get in touch with you. But with all that you've learned and all that you've been through, kind of looking back at the road you had to go, what do you want to share with viewers if they're, maybe at more the place like you had to go through, maybe they're dealing with cancers, or maybe they've been given a diagnosis, that's shocking to their life. What kind of advice do you have for them?
Yeah. I would run. No. You know what? I think there's such a group mind. I left being treated by medical doctors because there were 3 of them sending death pictures to me. So the only opportunity or option I had in their mind was that I was going to die. I had all these people sending death pictures to me. And I left them and I started really working on my own inner knowing that I am a radiant being of light, that my body is regenerative, and that there isn't a limitation on how youthful and vibrant and healthy I can become. Now, I'm not telling you to run from your medical practitioner, but be careful about the group mind you get involved with in those thought forms. Understand that the kind of options that we give you, and I don't say that I cure cancer, I say that I restore health. So if the way that you're going to cure cancer is you're going to kill it with chemo or you're going to have some surgery, I'm going to help you restore health. So I'm not going to say I'm the one who fixes everything. So I highly recommend that you change your nutrition if you really have illness. If you're struggling from illness, there are some amazing diets out that are proven to reverse health issues. And then the daily meditation, walking in nature, I can't emphasize that enough. Nature will heal you. And so having that strong, joyous belief, focusing on that youthful, vibrant self that you are, will be really instrumental in you getting better. And don't define yourself as I am a cancer survivor. I never do. I am a radiant being of light. Yes, I've had multiple cancers, had 17 surgeries. I am not a cancer survivor. I am a radiant being of light. And I've come to make a difference in the world, and so have you. And if you've really struggled, if you've really suffered, there's a reason for it. You'll be a beacon of light for all people who need inspiration. So step into your power, no matter where you are in this moment in time. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And you can change, you can heal, you can get better.
Great advice. And so how can our viewers find you?
JulieRenee.com is the best place to find me. I have a wonderful interactive website, and you can find me on YouTube, but there's hundreds of videos, lots of amazing playlists for you so you can get educated on anything you want. So those are the 2 best places to find me. I'm up on Amazon, of course, all over the world. So whatever country you're in, my books are on Amazon.
Excellent. Excellent. And Julie and I have a question for you. We want to know what you are struggling with in your life and what you would like to transform. So please comment below. Make sure that you subscribe, because if you love this video, and pretty sure that you did, we will send you videos like this from different experts every single week. So just go ahead, subscribe below. Thank you so much, Julie, for making the journey and for coming here and for sharing your wisdom.
You're so welcome. It's been such a joy.
Yes,
God bless.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we will be right back with another incredible author.